Please join me in welcoming someone who has been instrumental in bringing these clean buses to the district. I'd like to introduce Tucson Unified District Superintendent, Dr. Gabriel Trujillo.
Well, good morning. It's amazing to see everybody here. How about a hand for, hands down, the best mariachi group in the state of Arizona? They are the pride of TUSD. Wonderful performance. And really what today represents, this is our first step towards the vision of a fully electrified fleet of school buses in the state of Arizona over the next couple of decades. That starts with the first 10. And this first step could not have been taken without the wonderful efforts of RWC Group, specifically Chelsea Wilson and Tom Hartman sitting out there in the audience. Through their stewardship, their leadership, we were encouraged to participate as an applicant in the Environmental Protection Agency's Clean School Bus Program, and they served as the lead applicant on behalf of 11 school districts in the state of Arizona, securing funding for 44 buses, of which 10 have been allocated to the Tucson Unified School District. So without their efforts, we would not be here today celebrating the arrival of these buses. And I also want to thank them for their collaboration with Tucson Electric Power and Schneider Electric, who will now be overseeing the program now that the buses are here. So for RWC Group, I'm thankful on behalf of the Tucson Unified School District. And really what these buses, they represent the fulfillment of our commitment, not only to the city of Tucson, but to Pima County and our region. As one of the region's largest employers, that commitment that we have is to constantly work tirelessly to lessen our environmental footprint and our carbon imprint upon this community so that we can continue to be responsible stewards of our beautiful Sonoran Desert ecosystem. And we're so proud of this initiative here. So I want to thank all of you again for your support. And I'd like to turn the microphone over to Kevin Gong. He is the staff director for I want to get this right, is it the Pacific Southwest region of the Environmental Protection Agency? Come on up. Thank you for joining us this morning.
All right, well, thank you so much, Superintendent Trujillo. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Gong. I'm the staff director for the regional administrator of the Pacific Southwest region for US EPA, which includes Arizona. I'm so proud to be here today, alongside so many others who share a deep commitment to investing in our children's health and in education. Also, many thanks to Mayor Romero for the always warm welcome to Tucson. I'd also like to thank we also have RWC General Manager Tom Hartman here today and TEP Vice President Dallas Dukes, who you'll also be hearing from shortly. I really do appreciate the partnership on this initiative. This type of work is not possible without the collaboration of state and federal government, as well as private enterprise, nonprofits, where it's appropriate. And this is really important work. We're also very lucky, by the way, to have some incredible young speakers that you'll be hearing from later as well. Isaac, Anayi, and Samira are going to be sharing some of their thoughts on electric school buses and what they mean to them here in the school district. And finally, really thank you very much to the staff and faculty here at John B. Wright Elementary for hosting us for this event. I have to say, I'm absolutely blown away by the energy and joy of the music from the mariachi band earlier. It really is the best that I've heard, so absolutely. Thank you so much for the performance. It just brought so much joy into the room. And these are the sorts of things: music, education, food, and transportation that really make all the parts of the school work. You have a real community here, and it's wonderful to see it all coming together in a space like this. But I'm here today just to talk about how, for so many others to get to the school, you might be dropped off by your parents, you might walk, but for so many of us, it's in a yellow school bus. I grew up riding in a yellow school bus to get to my school. And it may surprise many of you that that school buses make up the largest form of mass transportation in this country, with upwards of 25 million children across America every day taking a yellow school bus to and from school. But the thing is, only 1 out of every 10 school buses in our country is a clean school bus. The other 9 or so are run on diesel fuel, which pump toxic chemicals into the air with every trip. And these pollutants are dangerous. We know that they're dangerous. They harm our environment, and they contribute to climate change, and they put the health of everyone in their path and in their communities at risk, not just the students and the bus drivers. At EPA, it is our greatest privilege and responsibility to ensure that our communities have clean air to breathe, clean water to drink, and a fair shot at leading a healthy life. And this is not a responsibility that I or the regional administrator who could not be here today, or the dedicated career staffers who support the Clean School Bus program take lightly. And so I'm proud to say that here at EPA, we're supporting our commitments and reimagining in what riding the school bus means for our children, in our local communities, and for our country. So through the funding of the Biden-Harris administration's bipartisan infrastructure law, we are awarding $5 billion to replace older diesel school buses with zero emission and lower emission models all across the country. And so with this monumental funding, we're transforming school bus fleets nationwide, making clean, zero emission school buses the new American standard. And we're making sure the resources are getting to the communities that need it the most, the ones that are ready. The Clean School Bus program is designed to meet the needs across America, including in communities that are most overburdened by pollution. And so EPA already awarding Tucson Unified with nearly $4 million, which combined with the funding from Tucson Electric Power and the Tucson community will allow the district to start with these 10 school buses. And these buses will come with many benefits to your community. So not just the zero tailpipe pollution, which reduces the toxic pollutants that are being emitted, but there are also reductions on carbon pollution. Replacing 10 diesel buses with electric school buses will eliminate 17,000 tons of carbon dioxide over the 12-year lifespan of these buses, which is the equivalent of taking 270 cars off the road in that same period. This funding will also mean fewer visits to the emergency rooms because of asthma, reduced instances of respiratory illnesses due to air pollution, and thus fewer days where kids are out sick from school. Those are significant benefits to students and to the families that have to take care of those kids. So I want to close by congratulating Tucson Unified for being a wonderful example for other communities that are working to transition to clean school buses. And I applaud your commitment to the health of your students and to your local community and to the environment. I'm so excited and optimistic about where we're headed together. Thank you. So, and with that, I'd like to introduce the next speaker, which is your mayor, Tucson Mayor Regina Romero.
Alrighty, buenos dias, everyone. How's everyone doing? Thank you to Mariachi Aztlán, de Pueblo High School. Thank you so much. You're so talented and wonderful. And I'm not biased at all because my daughter is part of Mariachi Aztlán. So, but really, truly, you all bring joy to any event that you play in. So, muchas gracias, muchas felicidades to Maestro Johnny Contreras, who is really has taken Mariachi Aztlán into new areas that I don't think mariachi in Tucson had seen before, specifically for high school. So, Mr. Contreras, thank you so much for your work, and to TUSD for really investing in and expanding funding to the arts. And I was having a previous conversation about TUSD and how important it is and how important music is to the educational enrichment of our students in TUSD. Most of these young students in Maria Cheslan are part of College Prep Academy at Pueblo High School, which is a preparatory to get these students ready for Ivy League schools throughout the country. So there's a definite connection there. Anyway, that's my plug as a TUSD parent. I feel super energized to be here this morning to mark a major milestone and in our journey together as partners, the City of Tucson and TUSD and our community, a partnership towards a healthier, more resilient future for our students, our families, our schools, and our entire community. I'd like to start by thanking and recognizing people whose commitment and vision have been crucial to making this day possible. First, and very importantly, TUSD Governing Board members. I see Dr. Ravi Shah that is here today. Thank you to the Governing Board for really believing in the vision of a cleaner, healthier, safer TUSD for our families. I also want to recognize, of course, the work of Dr. Gabriel Trujillo, Superintendent of TUSD. Thank you, Dr. Trujillo, for moving this vision forward, because we know as elected leaders that we have a vision, but we need our administrators to put those visions into effect. And of course, staff and TUSD who have been crucial for making these progressive steps towards a cleaner, greener future for our community possible. Also, the principal of John Wright Elementary, Brenda Encinas, thank you so much for opening your doors to all of us. Really appreciate you doing that. And then, of course, I want to thank Kevin Gong, Staff Director of the EPA Region 9. I know that the administrator would have liked to have been here. I know that she likes to come to Tucson and has family here in Tucson. Marta Guzman, send her our regards. The EPA under Administrator Guzman has been very generous to the Tucson community. We have seen federal investment like no other time in history in our community, and EPA is a big part of what we're doing. The city of Tucson alone has received $43 million to change over our bus fleets with Suntran to no to low emission buses. So by 2025, the city of Tucson will have a no to low emission bus fleet in the city of Tucson, which is a huge accomplishment, and that's thanks to the EPA. Today we're celebrating nearly $4 million in federal funding from the bipartisan infrastructure law. I want to express our gratitude again for the federal investments that we are seeing in our Tucson community and in TUSD by the Biden-Harris administration for their commitment to building a climate and environmental resilient community. Also, I want to thank Tom Hartman from RWC Group and, of course, Dallas Dukes, Vice President of Tucson Electric Power, whose partnership has been critical and invaluable to advance clean energy and cleaner air in our community. We're also celebrating an additional $1.1 million that TEP is generously contributing to this effort for their electric school bus rebate program. In Tucson, we understand that safe and reliable transportation is essential for the services and for our schools. Our commitment to clean transportation goes beyond today's funding announcement. Our commitment in the city of Tucson is to become a zero emissions transit agency in the city of Tucson. And when we were drafting our Tucson Resilient Together, our climate action plan, transitioning from diesel powered buses to zero emission models and expanding EV infrastructure were key priorities to reaching our zero emissions goal by 2030 in the city. With the support of the low to no emissions grant, we've already began that. Like I said, replacing city buses to zero emission electric and CNG models. And TUSD students, and by the way, TUSD students and their transportation, right? We heard from Kevin saying that schools and school districts provide a huge percentage of transportation to students. City of Tucson transit opportunities, right? Our transit organization, SunTran, provides additional transportation alternatives for TUSD students. And that's a huge partnership and something that affects our communities big time. These efforts are vital as school and city buses are some of the largest sources of CO2 emissions, as you've heard. Replacing diesel buses with clean energy options isn't just reducing greenhouse gases. It's not just something that we're doing that's good for our environment, but it's also good for public health. Diesel exhaust is a known contributor to respiratory issues, particularly in children who are more vulnerable to asthma and other respiratory conditions. Pollutants from diesel engines also contribute to heart disease, worsen air quality, and have been linked to cognitive impairments. And by transitioning to zero emissions buses, we're actively reducing those risks for our students. As we celebrate today's progress, I'm excited to introduce a key partner in making that transition possible. Dallas Dukes is the Vice President of Customer Experience and Programs and Pricing at Tucson Electric Power. TP has been a steadfast advocate and partner with the City of Tucson for clean energy solutions that drives Tucson vision forward. Dallas, we are so grateful for TP's partnership and commitment to clean energy. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mayor, and for the partnership we have with the city as well, as she talked about with the SunTran bus system. Excited to collaborate with TUSD and RWC on the EPA Clean Bus Program. A little acronym sandwich there, isn't it? We'll throw a TEP is excited. No, get all the acronyms going. Proud to be a continued supporter of the district by providing gap funding, as has been talked about already, for the 10 electric buses, as well as charger infrastructure funding and fleet advisory services for the district. The big goal of our work is to ensure that benefits of clean transportation that's been talked about today and that electrification of such is accessible to all members in our community. As you heard from Kevin from the EPA, students will benefit from a cleaner air as these buses produce zero tailpipe emissions, supporting the broader goal of protecting our environment for these students and their bright future. Students and drivers will also experience a quieter, better ride. That's something too. Safer, quieter, better ride. The district will benefit from lower operating costs for these buses as well, lowering the costs of providing all that transportation for all these students. And the community will benefit as we collaborate with the district to test new technology to support our growing electric needs and our growing electric system. And this work is closely aligned with TEP's plan for a cleaner energy future. TEP is working towards a net zero goal of direct greenhouse gas emissions. And our plan is to strike that balance for our customers, our community, and the planet. This collaboration itself highlights the importance of public-private partnerships in achieving sustainable goals. And we hope to set a precedent for how utilities and schools can partner to drive such innovation for our future. And of course, these programs would not be possible without the support of our partners, and we thank each and every one of you. And I'm pleased that I get to pass the microphone to our young speakers.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Isaac, and welcome to John B. Wright. We are excited to be part of this historical event. But first, a little background. Our school is a great school for many reasons. First, our AVID program prepares us for our future careers in college. We also have Omar and Arabic classes that teaches us about culture and diversity, both locally and globally. Our courtyard garden and gardening classes provide us with learning opportunities and experiences in science, our habitat, and how it relates to our health and wellness. Next up, Zanai.
We are proud to be a part of this historical event because we believe that it is important to take care of our environment. We have many ways of doing that. For example, we have compost piles that turns waste and organic matter into rich soil for our plants in the garden. We recycle and reuse items often. Currently, the AVID ambassadors are working on a community school project using plastic lids to make a piece of artwork to be displayed to raise awareness on recycling and reusing. Lastly, our garden provides plants for cleaner air. Samira, didn't you just read something about this? Yes, I recently came across an article on air pollution in Pennsylvania, and it's made me think of our electric bus. The air quality in Pittsburgh was harmful because of the massive use of burning coal for energy. In the article, a man had a dream since childhood to clean the air because at one point the pollution made him so sick that he had to stay home for 4 weeks. As an adult, he became mayor and convinced factories to make changes and reduce the pollution. Now Pittsburgh has cleaner air and its citizens are healthier. We don't want that to happen to us here in Arizona. That's why we're excited about the electric bus and this historical event. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our, Thank you. Thank you so much to our AVID ambassadors. Another round of applause. This concludes the formal portion of our event today, and thank you all so much for coming. If guests would like, there's actually some herbs and fruits that are sampled from the garden, which is also out to your left if you'd like to tour it. If I could ask speakers and media to join me out on your right at the bus for a photo op and any interviews. Thank you all so much.